Hello guys, I'm Rampage and today we're gonna see some basic tips on how to get better at Fortnite. We're gonna see things like aiming and shooting, upgrading weapons, and which one is for me the best loadout, and maybe some tips about sensitivity. This is a map that I created just to see the aiming. I just created, so let's see. All I need, okay. So these are the three basics ARs, and what I can say about this is that in my opinion the best right now is the AK, but it also depends on how you play, because for example what I normally do is like I don't play like really close. I try to get the enemy really low before I go to him, so the AK is just really good at one tap or aiming to the head. You don't want to spray like this because your bullets are gonna go like everywhere. So what you usually do is just you see someone and just because look at the difference. So hard to constrain. So then we can see, for example, in this case this car is really good to just spray. See how you don't miss? It's just to spray. Well, in my opinion the AR, the regular AR, the M4 is like the same as the SCAR, but of course it does less damage. Oh, and also, for example, what I normally do, I don't know why, I really don't know if it helps, but I usually do this, like, look at the movement. I usually shut up. I always do that. Okay guys, so let's go more in depth with the AK. One of the common mistakes that I see people do is like, for example, you're running and you see somebody, let's see this guy, okay? So let's say he's not looking at you, he's looking the other way. So you wanna, like, you know you're not gonna kill him in one shot, probably not. So you wanna hurt him as much as you can, so when you build fight you'll have more advantage. So what I do is that you need to take your time. So you see at the 4 lines, you need them to get close to the dot, like really close, like this, like, because when you move you see that they open, so that's when you miss your shots, that's when you get blown. You need to take that second, this second. So you're running, you see a guy and you just hold it. Especially with the AK, as I said, it is really important to not miss the first shots, because if you miss the first shot it's so hard to contain, like it's really hard. What I do is, like, for example, let's say I'm right here, there's a guy there. I don't like to so maybe I shot like 5 bullets and then continue the fight, for example, like you will never see me like standing here just shooting like until I don't have bullets. Like, it's not worth it, at least with it, as I say, with the AK. Okay, so we're gonna continue with the SCAR and the regular AR. So for me this is not like the AK that you shot bullet by bullet. I think that the best is to spray, and of course if you play on PS4 or Xbox, you'll see the difference. It's gonna be 100% better, but also in PC. So let's see, for example, if I see a guy here, all I wanna do is to just spray. See, you just want to spray. You don't want to tab because it takes some time. You probably can't get killed. Of course you can do that, but I don't think it's the best. It's so easy to kill people, especially doing this movement. I think it's better to control the recoil. Like, you just do this. See? This. And it's the same with the regular AR, I think. It's just that maybe the recoil is harder to contain, but I think to spray is better. Okay. Also, one common mistake that I see people doing, especially with these weapons that you spray, is that you move, like you keep moving and you keep shooting, and you don't want to do that. You'll miss so many shots. You want to protect yourself. Look at someone, shoot, hide, hide. See how I just shot like 7 bullets, maybe 8. That's it. You don't want to spend your whole magazine in one guy. So the question will be, which one is better? And I'll say that when you're first playing, like you're just starting to play, the SCAR is your best option because it's easier to control and you do so much damage. And if you like have a really good aim, I'll use the AK because it is, if you have aim, it's everything. You'll beam guys like crazy. Now I'm gonna show you guys some examples in game about these 3 guns.
Una vida. A mí. Voy. Acá hay un muñeco venido abajo mío,
Primer piso de la casa.
no, a ese no le he dado, yo le voy a vencer. Curando,
Okay guys, so now we're gonna see how to upgrade our weapons. Which one is better? Here I'm in creative right now and I just like separate like the best guns from each color. Of course there's gonna be pistols and I don't know, like there's more guns than this but for me these are the ones that you should use, and I'm gonna explain when to upgrade. And of course these are the 3 main guns that we need to use when we just land. Of course, if you find these 3, you need to pick it up. I always try to use an AR, a shotty, and an SMG. I think that's the best way. I use my AR to battle long shots. Of course, when someone is rushing, you use the shotgun, and if you want to break into someone one by one, you just spray. Then this is the next one. So of course you need to upgrade this. You want to use the green AR, same with this and same with this. But here's the question. Oh, and also on snipers if you want. That depends on you, on what, if you want to use one. But here's the question. Do you use the tactical or do you use the pump? My advice will be, if you're in PC, you want to use it, the the pump, because it's easier to just shoot like this. You can change faster. But if you are in PS4, I used to play PS4 by the way, so it's easier just to rush with this, because you like, it's harder to build, so you just wanna rush with the attack. Then here's the deal. So you have more options here. Of course, you have the same tactical or pump. That depends on you. I would prefer the pump, but it's up to you. Of course, I will use my SMG. By the way, for me, the blue SMG is the best SMG. It's even better than the P90 and the both of the P90s. I'll explain it a little bit. So, as I mentioned before, it depends on you which one you want to use. If you are like tab guy, you want to use the AK. If you prefer to spray, you want to use the regular AR. You can even use a GL, or you can snipe. I'm talking about 4 slots because the 5th slot I use it for heals. So I will use, like, of course, minis or shields, or I don't know, whatever you have at that time. Then what I will do is I'll pick a SCAR. I'll pick this shotgun, and I'll continue with my P90, with my SMG instead of my P90. What's the reason? I'll show you right now. So when you're in a 1x1, so let's see someone is here, okay, and you want to break into his 1x1, and he will replace it like really fast. So I know you have more bullets here, but the fire rate in the P90, in the SMG is faster. So let's say, so with this, he will always replace the wall on time. With this now, you will get him at least like 1 bullet. So that's what I use the regular SMG, even though it's blue. Then what's the reason that I use this pump instead of the heavy? And the reason is simple. I use my pump when I'm fighting close, and the damage that this one does is way higher than the heavy. The heavy for me is irregular. Like sometimes it does a lot of damage and sometimes it doesn't. So that's why I use this one. Then, well, I don't really use the suppressed sniper. I don't really like it. What I use is the heavy. I think that to get into builds is really good. And of course to snipe, I have better aim with this one. But if I don't find a sniper, I always use a deagle, because let's say someone has your high ground, it's really easy just to take it again with a deagle, because you just break into the buildings and that's it. It's so annoying, and I know it's kind of OP right now, so that's what I will suggest. Then, well, it's basically the same. You just replace this. If you want to use the AK or the SCAR, when I start playing, I will use the SCAR. Of course, the DIC, and well, that depends on you. If you want a grenade launcher, if you want a quad launcher, or if you want a rocket launcher, that's in whatever you want. But I think that these 3 for me are the main ones. You want a deagle, you want a shotty, and you want an AR to spray. Well guys, that's my advice. And then, well, let me show you one more thing. What I will do is, let's say, what is the order in this one, okay? Let's say you can only carry one of those, because as I told you before, you should use all your slots. So let's say first, oh, I forgot to put bandies. Okay, of course the bandies are the first options. If you don't have anything else, you want to carry bandies just in case. Then I upgrade to the medkit, because of course the bandies heal you 15 HP and the medkit 100. But this is the question that everyone asks: which one of these 4 should I carry? And I'll suggest, first, you want to take minis. You can only carry 6 now, so That's my first option. Then, if I have a slurp, I'll carry. That will be my second option. Then I'll carry a shield. So that will be minis first, always, because when you're in a fight, it's easier to take the mini because it's really fast. A slurp will be because it gives you 75 HP of both. Well, not both, like whichever you need. And the shield, that'll be my third option. But there's a case where I always use shield. If I have more than one shield, I'll take the shield because now you can carry 3. So it's, of course, if you can heal 100 shield, that's really good. And well, the chug jug. When you start playing, you always see the chug that it heals you 200 HP and you want to use it, but I really don't use it because it takes so much time that it's not worth it for me. It's 15 seconds, so I don't really use the chug. So, but as I said, it's up to you, but this will be my advice: minis, slurp, shield, and if you don't have anything else, just take the chug. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like it. This is the first time that I'm doing this kind of video, and I'll try to get better. Thank you.